Hi, I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play Uno Flip. It's ages 7 and up, 2 to 10 players, and it takes 15 to 30 minutes to play. Let me show you how. The goal of Uno Flip is the same as in traditional Uno, to be the first to get rid of all of your cards in your hand. Here I have dealt out a 3-player game. To begin, you're supposed to give each player one card, and then they compare the light side of the cards with each other, and whoever has the highest number gets to be the first dealer, and any card with a symbol on it doesn't count as anything. So we'll say they drew these 3 cards. This person was the dealer because they got the 6, and so they shuffled up all the cards. It's very important that you have, this is the dark side, this is the light side, that you have them all facing the same way when you shuffle and deal them out. And then you deal each player 7 cards, and then the dealer flips over the top card, and that is the starting card. If it was a card with a symbol, if it was an action card, then it's like the dealer had played that card on the next player, and if it was a draw 1 or something like that, then they would have to draw a card. But this, it is just a regular 1, and so they just have to match like regular Uno, either the same number or the same color. These hands, I know you can see their hands. This is because it is the dark side of the hands are on the back, and then the light side is on the front. So the light side is what you're keeping secret right now. So this is what it would look like to other players. You'd be holding it up like this so other players couldn't see, and then you would be looking at in your hand all of the light colors. So to try to keep it clear and not too confusing here, I'm going to have players, when it's not their turn, have it flipped down so nobody's able to see. So it's this player's turn. They're going to flip over these cards, and they could choose either to play the red 8 or yellow 1. And we'll say they go ahead and play the yellow 1. And then their turn is over, so nobody sees their cards at any point during this game except for the back of them. And now it's this player's turn. And we're going to show you right away the Uno Flip action. So because it's the same color, they can place this card, which flips everything. So instantly, you flip the stacks out here to the dark side. And then everybody flips their hands over. So this player had been holding their hands like this with the dark side out. Everybody could see these cards. Now they flip it, so it's the light side out. Everyone can see the light side, and the rest of the cards are face down. And everybody does the same thing. So everyone is looking at the cards like this, and now it's this player's turn, and the same rules apply on this side where they can play the same color or the same number, and play continues. There are a few new specialty cards that are on the dark side deck, so I'm going to show what those are right now. These are the cards. We'll start with the draw 5. If it's the same color or if there's another draw 5 card on here, then you're able to play this. So if this matched this, if this player played it, this next player would have to draw 5 cards, and then their turn is skipped and play would progress to the next player. This card is a standard reverse. If this player had played that instead, gameplay would have just reversed the other direction. This is a skip everyone card. Again, for all of these, it has to match either the color or have the exact same action card underneath it when it's played. But if this player was able to play this out here, then doesn't matter how many people you're playing with, they're all skipped and you get to go again. This is a wild card. You can play this even if they played this on pink and they still had some pink cards in their hand. That's okay. You're not penalized for that. You can change the color if you feel like it. This is a wild draw color card, and the rules are a little bit different for this. If gameplay was going like this and it was this player's turn, they're supposed to play it if they are out of the color of the card that's out here. It's okay if they have a number card or an action card that could be played. If they had a yellow 1, but they still wanted to play this, they could, but they are not supposed to have any of the color. So they can play this and then say blue, And then this player, it doesn't matter if they already have one in their hand, they have to draw from the draw pile until they draw, I guess this is teal, until they get a teal card, and then they have to show everyone for verification. If they want to challenge this player and say, I think you had pink cards, and this player has to show their hand then and is able to show that no, they don't have any, then they have to draw an additional 2 cards for that challenge if the challenge goes wrong. If they challenge correctly and this player had a pink card and tried to make it teal, then instead of this person having to draw until they got a teal card, this player has to draw until they get a teal card and show everyone. Also, this player, if you get this played on you, you draw until you get teal in this case, and then your turn is skipped, and then this player has to play a teal card on there. This can be not that bad, this can be terrible. And then finally, there is the flip card. And so if this matched the color here, if you play it, we'll say this matched, they play it, then you just flip everything back over to the other side. So we'll say that was a correct play. You flip this over, and everybody who's holding their hands like this from the other way, now flip them. You're matching what card you're showing to what's on the top of the deck, right? So this is dark showing on the top, you're showing dark now. So everybody would flip everything and go back to playing based on the light card. So if it's this person's turn and this is on top, then they're playing these cards out here. The only new action card on the light side is the +1, draw 1 card. So if this player played that, then it is what you think it is. This player would draw 1 card and their turn would be skipped and it would go on to this player. According to official Uno rules, I know everyone has their own house rules for this, but if this player couldn't play on this card, then they would draw 1. And if that card is playable, they would be able to play it right away. Otherwise, it would just go into their hand. And officially, you're allowed to draw 1 card if you don't want to play a playable card in your hand. But then you can only play the card that you just drew out here. You can't draw a card and then pick a different one to play out here afterwards. It's only the card that you drew. Like in regular Uno, when you get down to 1 card, you need to say Uno. Because if you're caught before the next player begins their turn, then you have to draw 2 cards, and the first player to get rid of all of their cards is the winner, and there's a scoring chart in the rules of the game if you care about keeping score beyond just 2 won or lost and went out of cards first. So that's how to play Uno Flip. It is our favorite variation on the traditional Uno game, and there's even a waterproof deck if you're interested, so go check it out. Thanks and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.